Welcome everyone. Good morning. It's so nice to have a small group here and we can chat a little bit and do a guided meditation. We are all on a spiritual journey. I have worked many years in the federal government and became a minister with Rays of Healing Church probably about 15 years ago. And that started me on maybe a more focused path on developing relations with spiritual guides, angels, and learning to know a little bit more about myself and my energy system. So there are many paths to the top of the mountain, and each one of us has a unique path. Today, we're going to use the energy of the group to explore that path a little bit more. An important part of that journey is gaining clarity and trust in what you hear and see. You can't get it from other people. It has to come from yourself. It's actually easy in some ways and difficult in other ways. And using a community like this to help propel you to the top of that mountain is very, very helpful. So why do you want to attain clarity and trust? Well, in your experience, you want it to help make in decision making, not only in your daily life, but also in your spiritual life. You want to have clear connectivity to the guides and to the information that is flowing into you, and for your own evolution, spiritual and otherwise. So today we are going to talk a little bit about energy and vibration. We are going to have a guided meditation to help us release some of the limitations that prevent us from reaching our highest path. Basically, we're going to expand our bandwidth, and then we're going to share a little. And sharing isn't just chatting about what was going on. It's actually a way to learn from other people what their experience is. Because if they're taking another path, they might be able to give you an insight into how you can adjust your path. And conversely, you can perhaps help them in their endeavors. So very briefly, our energy system, which is something we talk about a lot in the in Rays of Healing, is you have many circulatory systems in your body. You have your blood flowing, you have your lymph flowing, you have energy flowing in terms of not only your meridians, but also your actual energetic system in your body. So you have a lot of systems going on. The channel that goes through the middle of your body is really your central channel where all the energy is flowing, both biologically and also energetically. And then you have subtle energy bodies that go vertically out from your central channel, and it is huge. It goes out 20 feet, and as you become enlightened and become more expanded, it is really, really larger than that. So you have a lot of energy going up and down and in and out. And just for a moment, feel that. This is part of the journey, is to get to know your own energy signature. Everything in the universe vibrates. The oscillation is the rate at which it is moving. The more it moves, the quicker it moves, we call that higher vibration. It's not a judgment like higher is better. It's just a different vibration. Just as there are different dimensions and different realms in reality, a higher one doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. 3D doesn't mean that it's better or worse than 4 or 5D. It's just a different state of being. But in order to be able to reach the clarity that you want, so that you have confidence in the information you're receiving, you want to uplift your vibration so that it is actually vibrating more quickly. As you can now start to feel where you are at this moment coming into the meditation, take a moment when we finish and feel that same vibratory signature. And I'm hoping that you're going to feel a difference, even if it's just a smidge. That's what we want to do, is to be able to obtain that little difference. So how do we get our information as a human being? We get it through our 5 senses. And this is the book that I referenced in the chat. It's a great book. It's called An Immense World by Ed Young. He's looking at the animal world and he's saying, how do animals view the world as opposed to a human being? We have sight. Other animals, like a bee, has sight, but a bee might have 100 eyes. So what they are seeing is different than what you were seeing. If you go to the bottom of the ocean and you come to a stingray, they have all kinds of sensors in their body that are magnetic. They can navigate to true north very easily. They have different kinds of senses than you do. So right there, even if you're sitting right next to them, the world they're seeing is different than the world you're seeing and experiencing. So our senses are wonderful, but they are limited. So just think for a moment how above the 5 senses that we have in this physical 3D reality, there's another set of senses at a higher vibration. We can begin to access these, both with intent, with focus, with our meditative skills that we are going to be developing more and more as we go through the shifting changes of energy in this planet. So the next set of senses above our 5 are the clairs. Clair means French, in French means clear. So we have clairvoyance, which is heightened sight, clairaudience, heightened hearing, clairsentience, heightened feeling, clairalience, heightened smell. Now, this smell is very interesting because this is one of the first things that I ever noticed when I was beginning the spiritual journey was I could smell things a little differently. If I was in the presence of somebody who I thought was really a master, I could smell roses. And I have always to this day smelt roses around individuals who have a higher vibratory frequency, or if I'm in an environment that has a higher vibratory frequency, which I find pretty fascinating. Then we have clairgustance, which is a heightened taste, claircognizance, clear knowledge. So heightened knowledge, that's something that we would all like to have, wouldn't we? So each one of us, as I said earlier, is unique. Our abilities are unique. You may be able to experience some of these, all of these, none of these. None of that is a judgment on you. It's just the way it is. And as we attempt to expand our bandwidth, we will be able to more and more access these outer senses, these heightened senses. So today we're going to use the gift of this group energy to expand, raise our vibration, expand our bandwidth, and basically uplift our whole system. So as I was saying earlier, intent and focus are very important. I hope that each of you already has a spiritual practice every day that you can go into, however you wish to, if it's a religious based, if it's affirmations, simply doing an energy clearing every day, something that gets your energy moving, because energy has to flow. If you keep doing things the same old way, you will get the same old results. So what we want to do is shake things up a little bit, do things a little differently with the expectation that we will get different results, that we will get an upliftment. So the limitations that hold us back from attaining the trust and the clarity that we want are patterns, habits, emotions, feelings that we hold. They're part of life. They're things that you have developed since you were born. There are things that were implanted in you in the womb and before. After this meditation, will they go away completely? No, they won't. They will hopefully lessen. But the important thing is that you become aware of them, that you become the observer, that you can now look at the actions that you take, the emotions that you express, and you can, if you do not want to have those things expressed, catch them before they become solidified in your energy field. So becoming the watcher and the observer is a very important step in your spiritual refinement. You control how you react to things. You can't control the things that happen to you necessarily, but you can control how you react and in effect change what has happened to you, because it's going to be lessened, it's going to be mitigated. You're going to see things in a different perspective, and changing your perspective is everything. So when you see yourself falling back into old patterns, just note it, observe it, don't beat yourself up, just say, hey, let's not fall into that. And as you pull yourself back, you will notice slowly, step by step, that you will actually start to raise your vibration. So are there any questions before we go into the meditation? Okay, good. So this meditation is inspired by Stargate work that I am involved in right now. It's a wonderful program. It's channeled information from a group called Alcazar, and they have some very, I think, powerful approaches to developing your next evolutionary step in your spiritual development. So as we begin to prepare for this meditation, sit comfortably. Close your eyes. I'm going to be, what the yogas say, pointing to the moon. I'm going to be pointing to our goal, but follow your experience. If your experience does not match my words, go with what you are experiencing, because that's the path that you need to be on. So we will do a short prayer, which is a prayer that we use in Rays of Healing. Wanda is the person who started this many, many years ago, over 20 years. So we will call in the divine infinite spirit. Thank you for being with us, for being one with us, for being in us and around us. We ask that we are settled in our bodies fully, aligned, grounded, centered, balanced, and connected. And we ask that all the energies that are being brought here today by those gathered will create a tubular energy system that we will all be able to feel as it swirls around us and in the world around us, and use this to propel ourselves individually to uplift our energy. And that uplifted energy will merge with the other energies, creating a higher level of attainment for all of us as a community. So ground now and settle into your body and feel. Learn how to feel your energy. Learn how to feel your body in the energy. This can become a routine practice when you awake and when you go to sleep. Sink into your body and let your body sink into the earth. Start to breathe in a balanced way, meaning the intake rate is the same as the outflow rate. So if you're breathing in with a count of 10, breathe out with a count of 10, but don't count anything. Just breathe deeply and feel the breath going in and out like the tide, rhythmically, soothingly, nurturingly. Feel your energy system. Feel the earth beginning to rise into you. Feel the roots of the Mother Earth going up into you. Usually it's the other way around, but today, let's let the earth embrace us, nurture us, hold us in her loving arms. Now, feeling full in your body and feeling comfortable in your body. If your mind decides to interrupt, say thank you. I'll talk to you later, and let it go aside. If you need to do that 100 times, do it 100 times. Over time, your mind will begin to relax a little and not interject quite so much. Our subtle energy bodies are expanding. There's a huge bubble going out from each of us. And even though we are in Zoom and not together, the bubble doesn't matter. They don't care about the body being here or not. It goes through all of us as we sit here now, many miles away from each other perhaps, and we begin to rise up through the dimensions. Up from 5 to 6 to 7, where we pause gently and we feel what it's like to be in the 7th dimension. There are numbers assigned to this, but they don't really mean anything. It's just something for you to think about, that there is a shift. There's a shift in energy, and you can start to feel the layers as you go through them. Now, rapidly, we will be going from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 and to 12 and 12 we pause again. Feel the rhythm of 12. This is a signature number for this reality. In this 12th realm, this is the landscape of the Elohim, of the angels of the divine. All the angelic realms, the cherubs, the seraphim, the thrones, the dynamis, they all exist here, and you can feel them moving. You can feel their wings. You might be able to hear the rustling of the morning stars as they go through the energy that is around you right now. And the energy of the Divine Mother joins us now, providing us with pink, sparkling, divine love to calm our system, to give us comfort. For this is a difficult journey that we all take. And comfort is important. So ask if you have a personal guide or angel that you would like to have with you today. That guide will be with you and with all of us. And ask them to come closer. If they have not yet made themselves known to you, now is the time to develop a relationship with this guide. I always had a guide from my youth that I called my guardian angel. He is still with me. You don't need to have a name. You can just have a feeling of support from the other side, but it's not really the other side. For your higher consciousness is residing with the angel in that environment, in that quantum field, and you are the manifestation of that energy here on earth. You are actually one energy. You are experiencing it for your higher self. And it gives you support and it gives you guidance to help you on your daily path. And developing a relationship with your guide will be a very big confidence builder for you. And again, a comfort. So now settling into this space in the 12th dimension, you're going to be moving gently through it. Feel the movement. And you come to a doorway, a threshold. Beyond this threshold is the quantum field. This is the womb of creation. This is the divine. This is where your soul, your superconsciousness came from, exists right now, and will return to after your bodily mission is completed. Right now, just stand at this door and feel what it's like over there. It's like a magnet drawing you in, for it is a very strong energetic. This is home to you. But right now, we can't enter because we're a little bit too dense. The 3D reality that we exist in is a very interesting school. It teaches us a great deal. And one of the things that it is teaching us right now is to let go, to lighten your load. You do not need to carry everything that you do right now. You can get rid of the ballast that is weighing you down. So now, standing in front of this doorway, you wish to enter, and you look down at your feet. You see a backpack. You also see many stones surrounding you. Stones of many sizes, pebbles, big rocks, boulders. What are all these things? They are representing the things that are weighing you down, the things that you do not need anymore. What are these? They could be judgment. Judgment of yourself, judgment of others. Judgment is one of the strongest qualities that will prevent you from moving forward, because it puts you all of a sudden into a low frequency of deciding what is good and what is bad. When you start to do those judgments, you lose yourself in a way. So we are going to work on releasing all these limitations. And fears are other ones. Fears of lack, fear of wrong action, fear of illness, fear of loneliness, fear of death. Strong emotions are also here. Anger, envy, jealousy. Any thoughts or emotions that hold you back from the real you are here represented in these stones. So we are going to go through a little exercise where you are going to pick up these stones, hold them in your hand, identify them, and feel their energy. So for example, you pick up a fairly good sized rock. You feel it in your hand. You feel the weight of it. You feel the energy of it. You look at it and you go, what are you? And it says, I am a fear. I am a fear of lack of abundance. I am a fear of not having enough money. I am a fear of living in poverty. So take that rock and put it in your backpack. Look around for another rock. This time, maybe it's a smaller rock. It's like a little pebble. You pick it up and you will ask it, what are you? And it says, I am judgment. I am judgment of other people. I am representing the critical nature of your being and how you put other people down. You don't think they're good enough. You judge them for what they do. You judge them for what they didn't do. Take that pebble and put it in your backpack. We will spend a few minutes here. Take a look at your surroundings. Look at all your rocks that are around you at your feet. Pick each one of them up. Feel the energy, feel the weight. You don't need to dwell on what exactly it is telling you, but get a message on what it represents to you. Put it in your backpack. Some may be boulders that are so huge you don't think you can pick them up, but do so anyway and put it in your backpack. So many rocks, so many habits and patterns built up over many years. Pick them up and put them in your backpack. Some of these rocks may come with memories, painful memories. Let it wash over you. Put the rock in your backpack. Feel what your energy is like right now as you are spending time reviewing your past, reviewing the habits that you have cultivated, the patterns you have created. Note what they are like. This is the opportunity to wipe the slate clean, creating new patterns and new habits. You have learned much from the days when you created that first rock. Dwell on the progress that you have made in your spiritual journey. Think of the turns that you might have taken to make things happen differently than they did. What did you need to know that would have maybe made that turn differently. Create that knowledge now in your mind for when you come to a juncture again where you need clarity. You sought it then, but you didn't get it. But now you are capable of getting that clarity, and it will make all the difference. So now, looking around the landscape, picking up perhaps the last rock or last pebble, feeling secure in the knowledge that you have picked up just about everything that you can at this moment in time, and putting them in your backpack, zipping it up, and putting it on. Wow, you feel that it is so incredibly heavy. How in the world did you ever function with this much weight on you? How did you ever slog through your daily life with all these limitations, all these judgments and fears and emotions weighing you down? As a human being, this has taken a toll on you, physically, emotionally, energetically. Now is the time to make an intention to release all of this. You do not need it. You do not need it going forward. Of course, you still have a desire to do certain things and to make refined judgments about people and objects. We are taught to do that. But you can do it in a way that is not critical and does not create a new rock for you. Discernment is not judgment. Certain fears are helpful. Fears that prevent your body from harm. Those fears are acknowledged, but you do not have to fear lack or wrong action or illness or loneliness, for these are things that you can start to mitigate when you develop a relationship with your guides. Acknowledge all the things that have happened in the past. And now we're going to take off the backpack and we're going to put it on the ground and we're going to unzip it. And we're going to do the whole process in reverse. You are now going to take out each rock. You're going to look at it. You're going to feel its weight and its energy signature. Express gratitude to every single rock and the role that it has played in your life to get you to this place today. So if you see a rock and you feel it and it has anger in it, anger for someone you love, for sometimes those heightened emotions are directed at people who you have heightened emotions for. You do not need to relive any incident. You do not need to relive the anger that you felt. Just acknowledge as the objective observer that yes, this knowledge was expressed. I didn't like it when I did it. And so I am going to take that. I'm going to take that rock and I'm going to throw it over my shoulder. Throw it with some force over your shoulder. Thank it. Thank it for the role. Express gratitude. For gratitude is an emotion and a feeling that will raise your vibration more quickly than anything else in the world. So if you have heard people do gratitude journals, this is why. You can write it down if that's helpful. You can simply have a mantra of gratitude that you express every day, a gratitude for everything in your life, for the step that you take, for the air that you breathe, for the food that you eat, for the people around you, gratitude. And as that rock sails through the air behind you, it starts to dissolve, it starts to come apart, all of its atoms dissolving into the air around it. They are all returned to source, to divine source, where they are transmitted completely, and healed to perfection. Now. Now, it happens now. So look down in your backpack and take out the next rock and do the same thing. Thank it. Throw it over your shoulder. Express gratitude for its role. It dissolves. It returns to source. It is transmuted completely and healed to perfection now. So we will spend some time as you unpack your backpack and truly examine each rock and think through your history and think of all the things that you would like to release right now. All those things are embodied in these rocks. Release them, let them go. They no longer serve you. They may have served you at one point, but that point is long gone. You are a new person. You are vibrating at a new level. You do not need these rocks anymore. So we will wait until all of your rocks have been dissolved and healed. And blowing out now. Blowing out with a fairly strong breath. Blowing in with your nose and out with your mouth. Blowing out the energy that these rocks had taken up heretofore. And as each rock is dissolved and healed, you are feeling just a little bit lighter, a little bit different. So many rocks. Who would have believed that we've accumulated so much baggage in our life? And yet we have. But we've come to the realization that this can be unpacked. Now, looking down at your feet, you see your empty backpack. This empty backpack represents a new beginning. Feel what a new beginning is like. You do not forget your past. You do not forget your experiences. You acknowledge that you are now in a new place, and the next step you take is into a new world with a new bandwidth where you can sense and feel what you could not before. The whole universe is opening up to you, and you got here because of all those rocks you just dissolved. So pick up the backpack and thank it for helping you on your travels. But you do not need it anymore either, because you don't have an intent to create any more rocks. So you throw the backpack over your shoulder, and it also dissolves and is transmuted and healed now. So take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out and feel what you are like without your limitations. The space where all those rocks had existed before is now instantly filled with a rush of divine love. You feel the energy of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father rushing in to fill up the void that was created by all your limitations. You truly are now different. You are full of love, which is the divine currency of the quantum field. Love helps you raise and uplift your vibration. Love from the Elohim, from the guides, from the cosmic mother, from the cosmic father. A love that you cannot even define as a human being because perhaps you've never really felt it before. It is almost indescribable. It is of such a high vibration that it almost hurts your heart. So you stand and you are in front of your threshold and you look through and you realize that now, yes, I can go through this doorway, for I am different. I am lighter. I have uplifted myself. So I will count back from 3. And when we get to 1, leap into the threshold. This is a leap of faith, going into an energy field that is perhaps new to you. But once you get there, you will realize this is home. This is where you came from. This is where your true self exists. Your true self, which is your super consciousness, your soul, the divine, that part of you that Jesus said existed because he was in this world and not of it. He was of this other world. This is the other world that you also are of, even though you exist in this 3-dimensional reality, living this thing that you call your life. Well, your life will become different now. It will become more meaningful and deeper. This is the first step. This is the first step on the next part of your journey. Where it will take you, I do not know. You do not know, but you are the one that is going to be walking it step by step and unfolding it in the miraculous path of life as you go forward. So 3, 2, 1, leap through that doorway into the quantum field, into the womb of creation, where the true you exists and resides. Become it beyond your human form, beyond your human consciousness. Feel what your humanness is like here in this place, for you are bringing your humanity into the quantum field to merge with your soul. Travel in this place. You can move through this. You can move through the energies that you feel. You may experience things that you have not experienced before. This is the realm where the masters walk, where you walk, for you are an ascended being, walking with the masters, gaining insight from them, advice from them. Feel what it is like to be in this realm. In this realm, you can travel if you wish to other dimensional realities, to explore other parts of your super consciousness. You exist in many realms beside this one. As you open, And as you uplift, you may gain insights into these other realms and realities. Your soul is very wide and very broad. Become friends with it if you haven't already, and open up to the possibility that it has much to show you that will be of benefit and will draw you closer to the true you. Your mind asks, who am I? But it is asking at a fairly basic level. When your soul asks, who am I? You're going to the level of true clarity. And as your bandwidth is expanded, you can more easily reach out to spirit, to source, to your superconscious self, whatever it is you wish to call it. That entity, that thing that you feel is the true you, it's going to start to work with you. And developing and keeping that relationship healthy is really the point of this life. You are here for a purpose. It's not to do something. It is to become one with your true nature again. And to bring all the experiences that you have garnered in that journey back to your superconscious self, who is so pleased and happy with the steps and the life you have lived. So feel what it is like to be here in this quantum field of energy. You can return here now that you have tasted it. You can return here and explore and feel and experience the next levels of your life. For as you walk now on this earth, your feet are lighter. They create a golden footprint on the earth for you to follow, but more importantly, for others to follow. You become a beacon of light, not only for yourself, but for others. We are no longer light workers working a path to enlightenment. We are light beings. We have already attained that. We are that we seek. Acknowledge that you are already the I am presence. It is within you. If you do not fully understand it right now, this is the exploration that you can embark upon for the rest of your life. A journey to find the spirit that is already within you. And many who become enlightened are said to simply laugh because they have had such a long slog of seeking and doing. And when they finally find it, they laugh with joy and humor because it's already there. It's been there the whole time. They just had to come across it. But that just involved that whole life and perhaps other lives of experience. And they just turned the corner and there it was. And it was so refreshing. And that's why you come to it when you are in a childlike energy. Open yourself to all experiences. Express gratitude for them. Laugh more, smile more. Enlightenment is here. It is through that threshold that you just crossed. So let's enjoy this space for a few more moments. If you are developing a relationship or a dialogue with a guide or a master, continue that and ask for that to continue after you return to your body. Ask for the veils that are falling to continue to fall. The veils are within you. The veils have always been within you. Some of these veils are the limitations that we have just dissolved. Some are deeper and may need a little bit more attention, but they too are beginning to loosen their grip on you. Think of all the things that are beginning to loosen their grip on you that will dissolve in the next days or weeks. And so that one day you will wake up, and when you smell the air around you, it is going to be so refined and so different, because there are no more limitations. There are no more veils. It is just you looking into the eyes of you. Your higher soul and you have merged into one. Feel what that would be like. Feel what that is like. To gain the trust and the clarity that you need to be confident as an awakened soul on this earth. Being cognizant of everything that you do and the consequences of everything that you do. Knowing that the spirit of the divine is in you at all times, in all your relationships, in all your thoughts and your words. And so you are very careful and judicious in how you respond to people and how you live every moment of your life. You are living your life for yourself, for the divine that is in you. It is the sacred trust that has been given to you by the universe. Use it wisely, use it well, use it in love. So now, breathing deeply and feeling what it is like to be an uplifted human being. Step back through the doorway, acknowledging the experience that you have had here and knowing that you can return anytime you wish. Coming back into the body, feeling what it is like to be in 3D again, to be a little bit denser, but not as dense as you were before. And as we said earlier, it is not as if all these limitations have been magically erased immediately, but they are lessened, and you are cognizant now that they had existed, and over time they will begin to slowly dissolve. And because you are aware of how you built these rocks to begin with, you will not build anymore. So now express gratitude for this experience. We thank the angelic realm. We thank Mother Mary. We thank all the guides and masters who were with us today, who are with us all the time. They are with you all the time. All you need to do is ask for their help. You have free will. You have the will of choice. They do not. They are simply here willing to help you, but can only act if you ask for their action to occur. So take advantage of their presence. If you pray, include them in your prayers. You can ask them directly. You can begin a dialogue with them. Feel their presence and ask them to come closer to you. So breathe out again and feeling all of your energy coming in, and so much more love than you had before, for the void that was created by the exiting of your limitations has been filled with love. Feel that love coming in. Feel it settling into your body. Feeling your body feeling better physically, because so much of your physical issues are tied to the limitations that you just dissolved. So you may find yourself feeling physically better, feeling more agile, feeling more energetic, feeling better in general. This will hopefully also make your life easier. To clear the energy field, to make it more open, more full of light and life. So sit here for a second and let it all settle in. Everything is still settling in, all the particles, all the energies, the subtle energy bodies coming back into your physical body. It's so nice to be out there and to feel light and angelic, but we still have a mission to complete on this earth that requires the use of this body. So I'm feeling that some of us are still returning. Take your time. Feel your extremities, your fingers and your toes, bringing everything in. Rearranging your physical structure if it needs it. For this energy also dissolved a lot of the issues that were going on with your cells, with the mitochondria, with the organelles, with the telomeres, with the cells. The cell walls are strengthening. You are youthing, your body is youthing because it has rid itself of these limitations, and you didn't even realize the effect they had on your physicality. So breathe in the new you and help it to reorganize your physicality. The chakras in all of your organs are becoming more active, spinning better and in better balance. Your circulatory system is more effective and efficient. Your gut is cleansing itself. Everybody in your body is happy. Everybody is singing. You are beginning to youth. You are youthing your body. And this is one of the aspects of ascension, is to actually create a new template of health and wellness for yourself. So visualize this template forming within the center of your body. See it as a golden ball of light with geometric patterns in it. You do not need to understand what these patterns mean. They do mean something, but you see them moving around in this ball of light, filling you up, creating that template that your body from now on will follow. It is a template for increased health, increased vitality, increased understanding, a connectivity with your body that you have not had heretofore. So start to talk to your body. If you have issues or challenges, talk to your body to find out what the cause is. It may be within the body. It may be within one of your other bodies, like your emotional body or your mental body, being expressed in your physical body. But as you uplift your energy and your vibratory frequency, all these things are going to be much more easy for you to understand and access. This is the new you on many, many levels, on every level. And your connectivity to the energy patterns of the divine has increased multiple times over. And so all the little energy openings on your skull, the little knobs that you see on Buddha temples, on his head, those are little connectivity points to the divine. That's where divine energy comes down into you, and those are all opening up. Your head is like surrounded in flowers, in a crown of flowers. There's all those little petals open, and 1,000 petals open. And you are connected to the divine directly, and the energy comes in directly through your head into your body, and you can feel the pulsations of the energy as it comes through. Each of those tubules, a direct connection to the divine, for you were in the quantum field, which is the womb of creation, and so now it is sending to you its essence, to fill you, to infuse you with its wisdom and its energy and its knowingness. For you are the divine walking in this world. Feel it and breathe it in as it drips slowly through your body, coating every single atom, all the trillions and trillions of cells that you have, coating it with the love of divine creation and of life. Feel what this is like and draw it in. And as this template settles in, it may take a while to solidify, and you can help that gelling by simply focusing on it every day for the next few days. Embrace it, embrace the newness of it. Where there are other templates that can also be explored. But for today, this is complete. And return to your body, moving your toes and your fingers, acknowledging that you've gone through a very important experience. And thanking again all those who helped you along the way. And as you open your eyes, look into the world differently. For your perspective is different. And as your perspective has changed, so too will your world. Oh, so we are returning. And we're opening our eyes and we're looking at all the beautiful people who are on this call. And we will open up to any questions or comments or sharing that you would like to do. And as I said earlier, sometimes sharing is very nice for other people because it helps them to remember something or to see something that perhaps they didn't really understand what they were saying originally. Well, that was fairly emotional for me at a couple of points, so I hope you all enjoyed it. And I see some questions here about the book. I have at the very top what the book is called. It was just a fun read, and I like reading, you know, books from biologists and other individuals who have a slightly different intellectual take on things. I think it's very helpful. Okay, well, if there are no questions or comments or sharing.
Teresa, I'd like to share.
Yes, Alice.
Okay. Thank you, first of all, for this. This was very, very powerful for me. There was, and very surprising, because when you had us go through the imagery of the rocks, I looked, I saw them on the landscape, but nothing called to me until something that was enormous, and it was called procrastination. And that's the one I had to pack into my back case. So my back case had to become like 3 times bigger than the little back case, a bookcase that I had chosen, book bag that I had chosen for myself. And I looked at that and I thought, that's on me. I control that. Procrastination is something I know that has followed me continuously throughout my life, but I control that. It's and at the end, when you had us unpack the book bag, when I took procrastination out of my bag and threw it overboard, I saw a handful of pebbles at the bottom of the bag, and they literally fit into like the palm of one hand, and they were just little. And all I heard was, these are annoyances. They're not anything that's stopping you, keeping you from doing anything. They're just annoyances. And there was one time where you used the word acknowledgement in the first time you used the word acknowledgement in your meditation. There was a bolt of electricity that went around my waist. So that was very, very powerful. I really appreciate you for doing this, and just a fantastic guided imagery meditation.
Well, thank you, Alice. Yeah, each one of us is going to be seeing things differently. And going forward, as your procrastination lessons, it'd be interesting to see how your world changes. Just that one little thing. Do you know what I mean? We don't need to take huge leaps, just step by step, little by little. So thank you. Thank you, Alice. Barb, do you have anything to say?
When you were doing this thing where we crossed over and raised our vibration, I could feel my vibration increase, but it was also a calmer vibration than what I was experiencing before. So at the same time, I guess there was a little anxiety in the original one, and I felt that even though the vibration's higher, it's calmer.
Yeah.
And I thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome. Yeah, I think, and I know you're very, very tuned into your vibratory signature. So it's interesting for you to say that you notice that difference. And that's where we all need to be. And when we find the one that we like, when you find that one that's calmer, that's where you want to be.
Right.
So you can actually move yourself into that space and just create that space for yourself at all times. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Julie. Donna? There we go.
Hi, it's Teresa, right?
Teresa, yes.
I just wanted to thank you so much. It was really, truly profound for me. And I'm amazed. It's, of course, just what I needed. It was interesting. I'm artistic, so but this was so many colors for me. Each boulder had a different vibration and a different color. And then when I took it out to work with it, it was transmuted by another color. And so for instance, fear was like icy, like an icy color. And then I saw like yellow come in, or I saw anger, and then I saw pink. So it was like a good and plenty. So it was that kind of thing. And it really did feel like it released a lot. And then when we went to the 12th level, I don't know if it's a level, but it was, I thought it would all be bright white, but it really wasn't. It was almost mountains, and then it went to so there was like a process I felt like you had to go through even up there. So I don't know. I thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome. And I'm so glad you mentioned your artistic nature, because when you think about it, the colors that you see are dependent upon the small range of colors that the physical eye can, bring in and make sense of in your optic nerve. So when you start thinking about expanding your bandwidth and expanding the amount of actual rays that you can experience, you may find yourself one day seeing colors that you never saw before because they exist, but you haven't been able to see them. So as you develop the next level of sight, don't be surprised if one day a color comes to you and says, hey, you know, I am whatever, and you will be astounded by it. So I hope that.
Did you write this, or is this off? Are you basing this off of, you said some studies that you had studied with?
Oh yeah, this is an accumulation of many things, but the particular exercise, Stargate, is something that's ongoing right now. You can look it up at Stargate Academy, and they have channeled information, which I also follow. And some of this is, as you start to follow information that's channeled, you can start to channel your own, because it's not really anything different. I mean, you're just accessing information that somebody who is at a higher level of vibratory frequency is giving to you. And so as you open to that, you become more knowledgeable. And as I said earlier, you know, it's just pointing to the moon that everybody is going to see things differently. You know, you saw those colors, somebody else may have had a different experience. So you follow your experience because you are being guided in a particular way. And as you incorporate that, for example, into your artwork, I paint also, and I energize the water that I use in different ways so that the painting actually, when it's hanging on the wall, is expressing itself into the environment and putting out vibrations into the environment to help the house, to help the people that are in the house. And that's kind of like almost a service that an artist can provide. So that's kind of a nice.
And just when I don't want to take all the time, but when I released it, I actually heard, and you might have said this, but I don't know, I heard what the gift was in that. So that was so wonderful. Thank you.
Very good. So then you're already opening to hearing and trusting. And that's the whole thing, is that you trust. And so.
Thank you.
All right. Are we all good? Any questions? Any more? Okay.
Hello?
Yes. Carol. Hi, Carol.
Hi. Thank you very much for that. I thank you very much overall. And I do, taking the leap into the room, into the space, the field, sometimes in some guided meditations, and this was the case today too, I start to go unconscious for a while. Like, you know, I'm trying to stay conscious and observant, but part of me is just plain going unconscious. And I may go in and out of that present and almost in a semi-sleep state. So
Yes.
I wondered, what is that?
So I believe that is a very normal reaction when you are experiencing energies that are new or different for you. Sometimes there's a little bit of uncertainty or hesitancy, and I don't necessarily want to see or feel that. I just want to experience it because you were getting that energy anyway, but I don't want to intellectually acknowledge it. So just relax into it. Be willing to experience what you experience. You mentioned the word trying. So there's a difference between trying and actually doing it. So next time, just say, hey, you know, I kind of like to stay with this a little bit more. You are in control of your experience. If that is your intent, to be aware and awake, then ask for it and see if that helps next time. Because slowly over time, you may be able to open to all those new energies, absorb them with grace and ease, and not feel like you have to go to sleep. So I would encourage you to do more meditations on your own and with others, and see if over time you don't have an improvement in that. Because sometimes when I felt new energies at the very beginning, I would get actually nauseous, like something was there that I was not aware of or sure of, and that's how it expressed itself into me. But different people will experience it differently. So
Okay.
thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
So we will do a closing prayer. And this is an opportunity for you again to use the energy of the group and the energy that we have just experienced together to bring in everyone that we would like to acknowledge today. You can do it silently, you can do it all at once, but I'll start the prayer. And this is the way we usually close our Rays of Healing sessions. So Divine Infinite Spirit, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing this experience with all of us. We would like to put into the prayer circle those who we love, those who we are thinking about. So right now, do that. Put in the names of everyone that you would like to include a prayer for their physical healing, for their emotional healing, just to send them love. For example, let us send our thoughts to all the people in Florida and all the experiences that they have gone through, and also anyone who has been affected by Hurricane Ian. So thank you, and help us all become grounded and balanced and aligned going forward, acknowledging our energy systems and acknowledging the help that we get from the divine to keep that energy system flowing in perfection. So thank you all. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love. Bye-bye.